no light, but rather darkness visible, served only to discover sights of woe. John Milton, Paradise Lost. Had English poet John Milton toured the shadowy underbelly of Seattle's waterfront, as seen in our 1934 then photo, he might have found his own words apt. Rotting pilings, crumbling fill, and the stench of decaying waste lay mostly hidden from public view. In Where the City Meets the Sound, the story of Seattle's waterfront, published by HistoryLink this year, author Jennifer Ott, HistoryLink's executive director, traces this shifting edge between land and water. HistoryLink's 30th book charts the transformation from a Lachute crossing over place, where a tidal lagoon met the Duwamish River's mouth, to the parks, overlooks, boat tours, and civic gathering spaces we know today. In the 1850s, the lagoon's disappearance, Ott notes, made it harder for native people to claim space. Effectively, they were made invisible, a tension that still goes on today. While celebrating the waterfront's feats of engineering, Ott also recovers overlooked stories of marginalized people and events. Seattle's urban history, she says, is about how the city was built and the choices that were made involving massive transformations of the landscape. She cites the many communities, from native peoples, immigrants, dock workers, fishers, and more, without whom the waterfront would not exist and thrive. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, patchwork seawalls, pilings, and landfills replaced tide flats with solid industrial ground. South of Pioneer Square, more than 3,000 acres of tidal wetlands were filled, dramatically reshaping the Duwamish Delta. Along the central waterfront, the plank-paved Railroad Avenue, built on pilings over Elliott Bay, became Seattle's maritime front door. But also in Mayor John Doerr's 1934 words, a death trap, and a menace to the life of all that use it. The waterfront's Depression-era seawall, built from 1934 to 36, secured the shoreline from Washington Street to Bay Street. Above it, Railroad Avenue was rebuilt as Alaskan Way. 2 decades later, the 1953 Alaskan Way Viaduct loomed over the stretch, a post-war icon that Ott calls a psychological and visual barrier separating the city from its bay. The waterfront became flyover country, she quips. Today, with the viaduct gone and the seawall rebuilt for seismic safety, the waterfront once again is being reimagined. Ott shows that Elliott Bay's edge is more than a physical boundary. It's a mirror reflecting Seattle's shifting priorities. Documenting its past, she suggests, can illuminate a path forward, bringing long-buried layers into the light. What's more, in understanding these layers, she says, we are given a deeper connection to this special place. In our first then photo, in 1934, looking south from the Pike Street trestle, the rotting heart of Railroad Avenue has been uncovered in preparation for building a new seawall from Madison to Bay Streets. In our second then photo, at the foot of Washington Street in 1892, a mix of native canoes and pleasure craft mingle on an early version of the waterfront. Nearby Ballast Island, an artificial island built from the dumping of ships' ballast, was used as an encampment by indigenous workers. In our third then photo, photographed by Anders Vilse, an 1899 view shows the waterfront from University Street. West Seattle presides over Elliott Bay. In our fourth then photo, dock workers load ships in 1935. Their work continued as the seawall was installed beneath the waterfront. In our first now photo, Standing atop the new Seattle Aquarium Annex are HistoryLink staffers. From left, Nick Russo and Elisa Law, with Jennifer Ott, Executive Director and author, hoisting a copy of her just-published book. The view looks south along Alaskan Way, whose honorary name is now Zidzalalich, Lashute seed for Little Crossing Overplace. In our second now photo, Where the City Meets the Sound, the story of Seattle's waterfront, which boasts 208 pages and more than 290 images. For more info, visit HistoryLink.org.